So we're down here doing some filming today of the green wall being built, and primarily as part of our sort of staff suggestion scheme campaign running this week. We're going to be talking to Martin Faulkner, who came up with the idea to try and connect several projects together with a staff suggestion scheme, green infrastructure, and you're going to get to see the wall being built in action.
So where did the idea come from first, I suppose? As part of our application to Scottish Government to do the Green Infrastructure Fund, we said we'd improve green infrastructure around SNH offices, but we found it really difficult to find a place to do that because we don't own the offices anymore. And then we had the idea that Bartleby, because it's our conference centre and it's got a big footfall, would be a good place to have this. But it was the last choice because we've got lots of greenery at Bartleby. So if this moves, then that's fine with me. So once we decided that we wanted to have the living wall at Bartleby, I had expected to have to do a project application or bid to get the money, and I didn't have any idea where the money was going to come from. And then the staff suggestion scheme came up, and I thought, well, if I apply I might not get, but if I don't apply we're definitely not going to get. So I went for it and I got an answer back within a few days of the first meeting. So that was great, and since then it's all been go. So the people you can see just now, Alice, who's just bending over there with the plant pot now, she's one of our graduate placement people, so she's on the pollinator strategy. So she's been a great help because basically she's ordered all the plants and I just didn't have time to do that. And it means she's had a real focus on her job, and it's been really brilliant being able to merge the green infrastructure project with another piece of SNH work and get into the urban agenda as well.
Hi, I'm Alice and I'm a new graduate placement at SNH working on Scotland's pollinator strategy. So we built the living wall here in our rural environment, but they're really a great benefit in the urban environment where there's less space for green space and you can plant on the vertical surfaces. And the great thing about the living wall is you can tailor it for whatever benefit you'd like to see. So you can choose plants which are good for air purifying, plants which are good for biodiversity and which will attract pollinators in the summer months and be a source of food from spring to autumn. And they can also be really good just for aesthetics, so for own personal health and well-being, to be able to see more green space in the urban environment. For the living wall, I helped with the selecting and choosing of the plants. I chose them mainly based on their aesthetics, their biodiversity potential and their air purifying capacity. They were all sourced from local suppliers in Scotland, so they're more suited for our environment here in Perth. And there's also wildflower patches included in, which were grown from locally sown seeds close to Perth to further benefit pollinators in their feeding months.
People from Bartleby, we've invited them to come along and plant, and it will be part of ownership of the project. And also we've got the contractor who's been putting up the green living wall. The fabric went up yesterday, one day, and we're taking about a day, we think, to plant the rest of the plants.
Well, I hope you've enjoyed watching the green wall being built and listening a bit more about how green and living walls can really help urban environments. But primarily why we're here today is to encourage you to get your staff suggestion scheme in, ideas in. It really does show that the scheme is working and that simple ideas such as this can have a big impact on other people.